Hello and welcome to American by Heart. My name is Rijaldo and I am an African English speaker with an American accent. Today, we are going to be talking about two different phrasal verbs. The first one being to get through and the second one being to get over. So go get your notebooks and we're going to be talking about their specific meanings in different contexts. Let's dive right in. So the first phrasal verb we are going to be looking at is going to be to get through, and it's going to have a couple different meanings depending on where exactly it is put inside of a sentence. So the first meaning here that it might have is going to be to complete or to finish something, okay? We can now look at two different examples of how this might happen. The first one example being, I finally got through my to-do list. A to-do list is a list of tasks that you are going to perform on a certain day. For example, you could say, I'm gonna wash my clothes, clean the house, and buy groceries. And as you go about your day, you finish those tasks and then you tick them to show or to know that you have done them already. So in this specific example, I finally got through my to-do list to mean that I'm done with it. The second example is going to be, she finally got through all her homework assignments. So she finally finished all her homework assignments, okay? Let's go to the second meaning. To get through something can also mean to successfully communicate. It can mean to successfully convey a message or an idea despite obstacles or difficulties. We could look at a couple of examples for this. The first one being, I couldn't get through to him. He just wouldn't listen. So you were trying to convey a message to this person, to this guy, but he was just so out of touch with you that you simply weren't able to get through to him. You were not able to convey the message that you wanted to convey to this person. Okay, let's look at the second example for this one. It was hard to get through the language barrier, but eventually we understood each other. It was hard to convey the message or to communicate the message because of the difficulties in language, but eventually we finally understood each other, successfully. So let's go to the third meaning this can have. To use up or consume. In some cases, get through can mean to use up or consume something, often referring to a large quantity of something. Let's look at two examples. The first one being, we got through 2 bottles of water during the hike. So as we were hiking, we completely consumed and used up 2 bottles of water, 2 full bottles of water during the hike. We were so tired and so thirsty that we just got through them. The second example is going to be, they got through all the snacks in no time. The expression no time in English means quickly, fast, really fast, snappy sometimes, So they got through all the snacks in no time. Kids, sometimes if you have kids or if you've been around kids, if you give them snacks, crackers, popcorn, something like that, you know that they are going to gobble that up in no time. So they are going to get through the snacks in no time. Finish all of them. Okay? So let us go to the fourth meaning of this expression, of this phrasal verb. This one is going to be to endure or survive. Okay? To endure or survive. Sometimes to get through is used to describe enduring or surviving a challenging or difficult situation. For example, let's look at two different examples. We'll get through this tough time together. Let's just say you're going through a time that is tough. Maybe somebody's sick in the family. Maybe you're going through, let's say, financial difficulty. Whatever it is that is considered or you consider a tough time, you can use this example. We'll get through this tough time together, okay? We're going to survive and endure this together. Let's look at the second example. I don't know how I'll get through this difficult exam, but I'll try my best. Let's just say tomorrow you have a really, really important exam and it's difficult. You have no idea how you're going to pass it. You studied, but you feel like it wasn't enough. So you can use this expression. I don't know how I'll get through this difficult exam, but I'll try my best. Okay? So the next meaning the expression get through can have is going to be to connect by phone. To connect by phone. Okay? So in a phone related context, to get through can mean successfully making a phone call, okay, or establishing a connection. Let's look at one example. I couldn't get through their customer service line. It was always busy. I couldn't get through to their customer service line. It was always busy. So you try to call over and over again, but because there was always somebody talking to them or the line was just busy for some other reason, you weren't able to get through to them, okay? You weren't able to establish a connection with them. Okay? So those were all the meanings for the expression to get through, the expression or the phrasal verb to get through. Now let's dive into our second expression, which is going to be to get over. The first meaning we're going to be having for this expression is going to be to recover from an illness or emotional distress or even pain. When you get over something, it often means you're recovering from an illness or emotional distress or pain, you know? You're recovering from a tough time, maybe something like that, you know. So let's look at two different examples. I had the flu last week, but I've finally gotten over it. So here you can tell that the verb to get has been conjugated differently, you know, but that still doesn't change the meaning of this expression, okay? It still means the same thing, okay? To recover from an illness or emotional distress or even pain, right? Let's look at the second example. It took her a long time to get over the loss of her pet dog. It took her a long time to get over the loss of her pet dog. So this person had a dog and this dog maybe was ill and it was going through a tough time and it died. It lost its life. So the owner had a hard time getting over the loss of this pet dog. She wasn't able to recover as quickly as she wanted to, something like that, okay? Let's go to our next meaning. To move beyond or to accept. Get over can mean to move beyond or accept something difficult or disappointing. Often used when someone needs to overcome negative feelings or an obstacle, you know? For example, let's look at two different examples. You need to get over your fear of public speaking. Okay, so this one means you simply have to move beyond the fear you have of speaking in public. You have to become courageous. Get over the fear, okay? Second example. He can't seem to get over the fact that he didn't get the job. So this person is somebody who was looking for a job, and he applied for the job. Maybe he was called in for an interview, and there things didn't go as planned or didn't go as expected. He unfortunately did not get the job, and he came out of there sad. Because he was sad, he simply wasn't able to get over it, to move beyond the loss of that job. It's still weighing heavily on his shoulders, on his mind. Okay, let's move on to the next meaning. To cross a physical barrier. In a literal sense, get over can mean to physically climb or cross over an obstacle or barrier, like a wall or a fence. Let's look at one example. We had to get over the high wall to access the garden. So there was a huge, very high wall, and then on the other side of it, there was a garden, and we wanted to get to the garden. So to do that, we had to get over the wall to access the garden. Okay? Let's look at the next meaning. To get over can also mean to pass or to surmount a problem. Okay? To surmount a problem means to solve a problem, to find a solution, a suitable solution for a problem, okay? So it refers to successfully overcoming a problem or challenge. For example, let's look at two different examples. We managed to get over the technical issues and finish the project on time. So maybe we were working on a project and the computer was bugging and the internet was really hard to work with and nothing was quite right, but we were able to get over these technical issues. We found solutions. We were able to surmount this problem, to get over it, okay? So we got over the technical issues and finished the project on time. Next example. It's a tough course, but with hard work, you can get over the difficulties. Let's just say you're studying English just like you are right now. Congratulations for that as well. So it can be a tough course. You know, English can be a tough course. But if you work hard, but with hard work, you can get over the difficulties of grammar, the difficulties of pronunciation, the difficulties of memorization. You can get over that. Okay? Let's look at the next meaning. To stop thinking about or to forget. In some cases, get over is used to mean to stop thinking about or forget something. Let's look at two different examples. It's time to get over that old grudge. It's not helping anyone. A grudge is some sort of bad feeling or resentment over something bad that happened in the past. Maybe somebody did you wrong. Somebody was unpleasant, was mean to you, and you have resentment for that person. You still feel the pain. Maybe you want to get revenge. So you have a grudge on this person. But the example here says it's time to get over that old grudge. It's not helping anyone. Next example. She couldn't get over the mistake she made in the presentation. She couldn't stop thinking of the mistake she made in that presentation. She couldn't forget about it. She couldn't move on past the mistakes she made in that presentation. Thank you for being here. Congratulations for studying English and for being so dedicated. Okay? I will see you on the next video. Do not give up. Okay? You got this. And bye-bye.